Hindi, Aristotle pala alam ko. Galileo, okay. Nak, sino si Galileo Galilei, nak? Sino si Galileo Galilei? No! Ayaw magpanggap na alam ko. Galileo Galilei. Oh, telescope yan. Tama. Si Faraday ba ang tawag nito, ang microscope? Tama ba ako? I could be wrong. Sa Is Justin. Anong ni Michael Faraday? Faraday law? Electromagnetic induction. Nakalimutan ko na itong mga. Anyways, sabi natin, Michi, mag-ano tayo, let's expound ng Pangaea. Okay. Okay, now, Pangaea, according to geographical historians, that's what you call them, no? In the older days of Earth, or in the former days of Earth, okay, there was only one continent. It's called the Pangaea. Pangaea is a supercontinent, right? Kaya pag kumuha ka ng mapa, if you get a map and you try to push over the continents into each other, they would almost fit like a perfect puzzle. Okay, now the driving force that actually broke apart the Pangaea is actually the ring of fire, the volcanoes around the globe. Okay, yung mga volcanoes na yan, we might not see them nowadays, but sila yung pagitan ng bawat continent. Sila yung pagitan ng mga tectonic plates natin. So with the Earth is composed of more or less a dozen tectonic plates moving, no? So ang Earth po, according sa nabasa ko, hindi ako sure, I could be wrong. Maganda pala itong kumo kasi lumalabas yung hindi ko pwede ilabas sa radyo to kasi wala naman makikinig sa akin. So ang Earth is composed of 12 moving rocks, no? Na nakasampa o molted into lava. That's what we suspect, but no one ever drilled so deep on Earth that we are sure that there's lava there. We suspect that there's lava sa Earth natin because there are volcanoes that erupts lava. But we are not sure kung lava lahat yun. But we suspect. All right? So that's a theory. It's not a law. Now, so yung ring of fire, yung tectonic plate, it broke apart the Pangaea. So, yung pagitan ng bawat plate na yan, nandun yung mga volcanoes. Ha? Yung pinakamahabang string of volcanoes in the world is actually called the ring of fire. Now, kaya in Japan, lagi po may lindol yan because yung dugtungan ng tatlong pirasong tectonic plate, ha? I'm not familiar with the names of the plates, pero meron pong pangalan ng bawat plate. Okay? As a matter of fact, near the Philippines, hindi naman sobrang lapit, no? Is actually the Marianas Trench. Okay? It's the biggest fault line in the world. Okay? So, that's actually a dugtungan po yan ng tectonic plate. Professor. Now, so that the ring of fire, the movement of the Pangaea, the tectonic plate, broke apart the Pangaea. Okay? Nung naghiwalay sila, ito yung buong Pangaea, there are volcanoes there, it broke apart unti-unti by millions of years. It didn't happen thousands of years, millions of years. Diba? It broke apart. The movement in which the volcano, the movement in which the continents and the islands are moving away from each other is called the continental drifting. It's called continental drifting. That's the term that scientists and use. It's called the continental drifting. Okay, now. Okay. That's the reason I haven't been to, but I read a lot and I watch a lot of documentaries. It's good that you know about this, no? That's the reason, no? Kung bakit when you go to India and China, okay, when you go to India and China, what's in between India and China is the Himalayan Mountains. Okay, now, Kung ngayon mo titignan yung India tsaka China, ang namamagitan sa kanila, Himalayan Mountains. That's where Mount Everest is. Okay, now, this is where it gets interesting a little bit. Na? The type of soil sa China area at saka sa Indian area are completely almost different from each other. So it means that scientists conclude that they are from different parts of the world. So kung ito yung globe dati, at ito yung isang part ng continent, at isang part ng continent, nag-continental drifting sila, nag-meet sila sa kabilang part, pak! Ito na yung India, ito yung China. Tapos, they keep on colliding to each other. It rose. It rose the seabed. Umangat yung seabed, that's the Himalayan mountain. Okay? It's the Himalayan mountain. That's why some people, when they go to climb Mount Everest, they find seashells sa tuktok ng Mount Everest. So, it's actually a proof that once upon a time, that landmass of Himalayan mountains that includes Mount Everest is actually once upon a time underwater because it collided against each other. All right? Okay? Kaya it rose. Now, scientists would consider also that Barbados in Africa is the edge of the world because that was actually part of the edge of the Pangaea in the former days. All right? Mm-mm. Isa sa mga bagay na wala pa nakakasagot, at least to my knowledge, because I research on this every now and then, blah, 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 kung bakit people from America, they have different kind of skin in Asia, in the Philippines. Bakit? No? There is walang konkretong paliwanag kung bakit ganon yung evolution natin. Kasi maintindihan mo pag halimbawa, tawag nito, kumbaga parang maintindihan mo kung merong common trait tayong lahat. Pero no the genetics will be different. Even yung mga paa, from Egyptian to Americans to Asians, magkakaiba. Di ba? Depending on climate geography. Narinig ko na yan. Kaya lang, hindi siya proven fact. It's a theory. It's not yet a law. So isa yan Ate Michiko sa I've been wondering. Ano kaya? No? It's fun to find out. No? I had the professor in college. I'm not gonna name who. Kasi nandiyan sa Ate Michiko, schoolmate kami. Masumbong niya ako. Who proposed that the Great Pyramid of Egypt shouldn't be considered the biggest and the tallest pyramid in the world. Diba? Sabi ko, why? Because if you read the definition of a pyramid, pasok daw yung Banawe rice terraces. Dapat yung Banawe rice terraces yung yung biggest pyramid in the world. Well, I don't know how to take that. So, I know I'm a Filipino, but I couldn't agree. So, I think Banawe rice terraces should be under a different category. Di ba? It's like comparing a house cat, or carrot. Di ba? It's just not there. They're not in the same category. Anyways, I love science, guys. I love. I remember I was in elementary. I have this very thick book. May sobrang kapal na book. It's a book from National Geographic Society. No? So, yun. What else? I know very little about science. I love the outer space. I know very little, di ba? Alam ko na although hindi naman hindi mahirap na gawin to, but I know how to recite the order of the planets because of Mang Victor Espinosa mag-jogging sa umaga ng pumayat ka. Mang Victor. So, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, and yung natanggal sa planets, di ba? Pluto. So, Pluto, tinanggal po siya sa pagiging planet. Pasok po siya sa category definition ng planets kung planets ang pag-uusapan. But the thing is, the Pluto is not unique in its orbit. There are thousands of celestial bodies within the orbit of Pluto. So scientists went like, kung papangalan natin lahat yung libu-libong ano yon, yung libu-libong katabi ni Pluto na celestial bodies, then, di ba, it defeats the purpose. But as well, gawin na natin planet yung buwan din. Kasi it revolves around the sun din. Di ba? So, alright, so, so, natanggal po sa pagiging planet ang Pluto. Hindi na po siya planet ngayon. So, Pluto is no longer a planet. It's not a meteor. Alright? Okay? Kasi may orbit siya. So, ang tawag ko sa Pluto ay hindi po planet. Ang tawag sa kanya ay planetoid. Parang kumbaga sa kusina, may kutsara, merong kutsarita. So, siya ay yung kutsarita. Di ba? Ay, nako. Kutsaroid, sabi dito. So, yan. No? At yung napakahiwaga sa akin ng Aurora Borealis. I haven't been there. I know it will cost you a fortune if you go to Aurora Borealis. Diba? Yung Northern Lights and whatnot. But actually, the Northern Light, they say, is the biggest evidence that we have atmosphere. Okay? Kasi doon yung tumatama. No? So, yun. I also know that the boundary of the Earth and the outer space is called the Carmen line. Let me check kung tama pa rin ako. Baka nakalimutan ko na. Na-spell na Carmen line. I don't know how to spell it. Carmen line. Hey Google, what is Carmen line?
According to Wikipedia, the Carmen line is an attempt to define a boundary between Earth's atmosphere and outer space, and offers a specific definition set by the Fédération Aéronautique Internationale, an international record-keeping body for aeronautics.
So Carmen line is the set boundary of Earth and the outer space. It's called the Carmen line. Now, sino si Carmen ang tanong? Von Carmen. Okay. The Carmen line. Diba? So, you know, if now, alam mo, one of the biggest questions in science, that one of the biggest reasons why NASA is out there trying to photograph Pluto, sending spacecrafts out there, is to find the answer to the question, are we alone? I think we're not. I think we're not alone. We might not have a concrete, definitive, and what you call this? Social, what you call this? Tangible evidence or proof. But it's an arrogance to say that we are the only planet with all of the stars, with greater numbers, with all the sands in the sea. Ganun karami ang stars. Mas marami pa sa buhangin sa dagat. Scientists would say that. That we are the only planet suitable enough to be livable, no? Kasi there are so many planets that scientists discovered na pasok sa Goldilocks zone ng kanilang mga stars. The sun is a star. Diba? And the distance from the sun, which is not too hot and not too cold, is called the Goldilocks zone. So Earth is surprisingly and luckily and fortunately within the Goldilocks zone. not too hot, not too cold. All right, so we are in the Goldilocks zone. There was a theory that, pero theory lang ito. There was a theory that in the older years of the universe, our own Milky Way, that's our galaxy, right? That in the older days, Earth was actually closer to the sun, and Mars was in the Goldilocks zone. That's why we go to Mars to check if there are remnants of past civilization and life. Why we go there? Because there was a theory that once upon a time, Mars was a part of Goldilocks zone. That's why we go there to look for evidence. Lumipat lang tayo sa Earth. Baka, baka dati kang Martian si Germania. I don't know. I cannot speculate. Di ba? Ay, nako. Might be a Martian. You'll never know. Might be a Martian. Di ba? I'm interested about the stars bigger than the sun. Yeah. Marami. Oh. Actually, I don't know the names. I used to memorize. There was a time before the pandemic hits. Hey, you can call me weird and nerd and whatnot. Si Ate Michi nga, marami rin alam, di weird din siya. Anyways, there was a time before the pandemic hit na ang pinag-aralan ko ay parts of the brain. Di ba? Kung hindi mo na kasi raulo, I was reading notes and books and watching videos at muntik na akong bumili po. Alam niyo sa Bambang, yung mga medical supply doon, yung ginagamit sa ospital, yung parang ipaliwanag sa pasyente yung ito po yung utak, yung parang dal na ano. Bibili dapat ako ng ganun because I wanted to memorize the brain. Diba? Because I was able to watch a documentary that says we're only using 15% of our brain capacity. Even Einstein, diba, who was actually one of the most renowned intellectual person who ever lived in this world, diba, did not even use 30% of his brain capacity. So I want to study brain. Is that weird? Weird ba siya? Do you find it weird? I mean, honestly, actually, that's why when you hear me on air, I only know the major parts. Alright? Oo. Kasi nag-umpisa na ako mag-memorize. Ano yung mga alam mong parts? The frontal lobe, which is the municipal hall of your brain. It makes the executive decisions. Diba? The parietal lobe, the temporal lobe, temporal here, parietal, and the occipital lobe. Diba? Oo. So, doon ako natigil. I was supposed to memorize the brain parts. And I was like, no. I will be so unattractive. Di ba? There was a time sa history natin na pag ang daming alam na kung ganyan-ganyan, di ba? Parang nerd yan. Huwag niyong kaibiganin yan. Di ba? Doon naman na uwi, di ba? The frontal, parietal, occipital, and temporal lobe plus the cilia. There are very tiny hairs in your ears near to your brain that actually determines your spatial orientation is spatial, SPATIAL, spatial orientation, di ba? Yung mga buhok na yon, So kapag halimbawa umiikot-ikot ka gano'n, umiikot-ikot ka, 'di ba? Yung mga buhok na yun yung sumasayaw, na-disorient sila o di kaya 'pag nakataob ka. Yes? Yeah. I'm trying to explain something on, yeah. So yun, spatial orientation. Celia, yeah. So nag-umpisa ko na memorize. You see how weird is your papa? Diba? Ay, nako. Wait lang, yung chinelas ko. Ay, no. Hindi weird yun, sabi dito. Anyways, okay guys, are you ready for the examination? I hope you are, because that's all that I know. Na-share ko na yata lahat. It's fun to know things, honestly. It's fun to know things. All right? It's fun to know things. It's fun to study. Diba? Masarap mag-aaral. Diba? Kaya ako, every night, before I go to bed, I watch documentaries. Now, I'm being addicted to North Korea. Alam niyo, I even say it on air. I'm so addicted with North Korea. I want to go to North Korea. I want to go to Cuba. I want to go to Ashgabat. All right? I want to go to Ashgabat, and North Korea and Cuba. Diba? May alis, naku, nahuli ka pa sa exam. Turkmenistan, yeah. Diba? The most extravagant city in the world per capita. I'm gonna go there. I wanna go to Lebanon. You know, the places they say that it's dangerous, diba? Pero parang, di ba, ang Philippines, in the former days when there was fighting in Mindanao, people from other country would say, well, don't go to Philippines kasi may giyera. But it was a part of Mindanao, not in Manila. So I think may mga lugar na akala natin patayan lang nagaganap doon. But it's the whole country, and yung only part lang naman na magulo ay a certain region lang naman. Diba? Hindi pa ako magaling, Ate Ems. Hindi ako magaling. I just like reading and sharing, no? Oh, by the way, I was watching Animal Planet the other day, and I found out, according to the narrator, the owl, yung kwago, ang kwago walang ears. Walang ears. So yung mata nila, di ba yung mata nila ganyan? Tapos yung feather na mata nila palibot na ganun. Those are sensitive feathers pala. That's how they hear. Yan. Yung feathers dito, parang sonar nila yon. Di ba? Kumbaga, bats, di ba, would use echolocation, di ba? Bats would use echolocation, di ba? So, very acute yung sense of So, yun naman, yung sa owl naman. So, I could be wrong. Let's ask Google. Hey, Google. How does owl hear?
On the website owlpages.com,
Ano ba tanungin? What's the proper question? Parang maling tanong ko. Parang magulo ako. Parang bobo yung tanong ko. No? Isa pa. Paki-rephrase nga yung ano. Talitrinuhan, bobo magtanong. Hey Google, do owls have ears?
I understood. Do owls have ears? Is that right?
No.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Hey Google, do owls have ears?
On the website thekillers.net, they say they listen by sensing vibrations from the ground via their feet, and eyeless ones like driver ants are able to communicate through the use of their antennae. I also found an answer to this question. How do ants hear?
Hindi
Do you
ants,
want to
owl.
hear it?
No. Anong ants?
All right.
Hey Google, do owls have ears?
On the website thekillers.net, they say they listen by sensing vibrations from the ground via their feet, and eyeless ones like driver ants are able to communicate through the use of their
Hey
antennae.
Google, stop. Making my head hurt. Hey Google, how do the birds owl listen?
Sorry, I don't understand. But I found something else. Do you want to know what makes a bird an owl?
No. Mag-Google na lang tayo. Because owls are generally active at night, they have a highly developed auditory hearing system. The ears are located behind the eyes and are covered. Meron pala. Pero nandun sa likod. So yung feathers yung parang pinakahudyat. Diba? Ito nakalagay and are not covered by the feathers of the facial disc. The ear tufts, yung tawag, visible on some species are not ears at all, but simply display feathers. Hindi ko na alam, naguguluhan na rin ako. Mawali ako. Ibang tanong na lang. Hey Google, who is Justin Bieber?
According to Wikipedia, Justin Drew Bieber is a Canadian singer. He was discovered by American record executive Scooter Braun and signed with RBMG Records in 2008, gaining recognition with the release of his debut 7-track EP My World and soon establishing himself as a teen idol. Do you want to learn more about his bio or hear about some of his songs?
No.
Okay then.
Who is Papa Jackson? Hey Google, who is Gandang Karang?
On the website creativedon.com, they say one of the country's most loved radio DJ, Gandang Kara, is known for her good vibes and heartfelt love advice. People also sometimes ask me, who is DJ Kara? Do you want to hear the answer?
Yes.
On the website fandom.com, they say, as of February 6, 2019, she is currently a radio disc jockey in the Philippines and known as DJ Kara of 106.7 Energy FM from Monday to Friday 11 a.m. 1 p.m., hosting the program Hot Stories.
Hey Google, who is Papa Jackson?
According to Wikipedia, John S. Gempearl, better known as Papa Jackson and formerly Papa Jack, is a Filipino radio disc jockey and television personality. Do you want to hear more about his bio?
Yes.
Papa Jack was born on the 8th of September 1982 in Alcala, Pangasinan. He's 39 years old. He attended the Polytechnic University of the Philippines.
How old is he? 39? 29 lang ako. Loko to ah. Resibo. Hey Google, is Papa Jackson 29 years old?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Dapat di ko tinanong eh. Apisti.